Okay, good morning. It's like 5:30 and I'm getting up for work. Is here. I just went to the bathroom. So yesterday morning I woke up and went to the bathroom and there was some like dark brown blood come out. It wasn't a lot. I only had like 2 little bits of it. Well, 2 little episodes of it. It wasn't even, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot. It was just a little bit on my toilet paper. So I messaged my clinic and I told them, and they were like, okay, just watch it. If it gets bright red, call us. I have to speak to the nurse. So this is now 24 hours later. And I just went to the bathroom and it is bright red now. It's funny because I didn't have any at all during the day yesterday. I don't have any cramping, nothing. So my guess is it is that expected 35% of pregnant women. I had a little bit with the last time, but I only had like 2 little moments of it. It went one time and then it went away. So I'm gonna call them today and find out more than, I mean, well, I won't say more than likely, but what I'm hoping it is what they call a subchorionic hemorrhage. That subchorionic hemorrhage is basically a bleed behind placenta insertion where the embryo implants, and right behind that implantation site you get like a little hemorrhage behind there, and then it gets big and it drains itself out. So I see it a lot in surrogates. I see it a lot. It's seen a lot in IVF. I have a friend who went through IVF and her hemorrhage was so big she was like soaking her pants. It was insane. So I'm gonna call this morning and find out, and then I'll know more. All right. Okay, so it is Wednesday. I am 5 weeks and 4 days today, and I'm going for my first ultrasound. So update on the bleeding first though is I had some bleeding Monday when I woke up. It was just the old blood, like I said, and then it got real pink the next day, and I called my clinic, went back and forth with them for a little bit, finally got a hold of the nurse, and she was like, you know, it's not a lot and it's tapering off. By the time I had talked to her, it had started to taper itself off, because in the morning it was significant enough that it caught my attention. It wasn't just light spotting, it was a significant amount when I would wipe. And then by the time I talked to her, which was roughly like 9:30, 10 o'clock, it had tapered off to where it was more just like starting to be spotty, and it was transitioning back to that browner color. So she said, you know, I don't think you need to do anything right now. Just watch it. It's tapering off. It's not a significant amount. Let's just keep an eye on it, and if it picks up, call me. And so that's what I did, and by the end of my shifts of the week, today's Wednesday, so by end of yesterday, it was completely gone. I haven't had any since that last bit on Monday. It did keep going a little bit until Monday night, but when I woke up Tuesday thinking there was going to be more, there was nothing. And there's nothing today. So no restrictions, nothing like that. Everything looks fine. So they also said, you know, since you're going for an ultrasound on Wednesday, there's no need to bring you in just yet for one. So I go today for an ultrasound. I am hoping it will show that wherever the bleeding was coming from has resolved itself. My guess is it was a small subchorionic hemorrhage, which is very common, is my understanding, in IVF patients. I have had surrogate friends who have had little bits of bleeding like I have. I've had surrogate friends who've had enough bleeding that it put them on bed rest and they still carried to term. I have a girlfriend who underwent IVF herself, and she bled so much she thought she was losing the pregnancy. Like she said, it saturated through onto her mattress. And she carried her pregnancy to term. So I don't really know. It just is. It just is. I tell my patients a little bit of bleeding can be nothing, but a little bit of bleeding can be something. So it's always safe to report it. So that's what I did. So they said everything's fine right there right now. We're going to see what's in there today, and then I will have more for you after that. Today is just implantation ultrasound. It's not the heartbeat confirmation like I thought it would be. For some reason, I thought we were doing heartbeat earlier, but I don't know. We're doing an ultrasound this week, and then I don't have another ultrasound for 2 weeks, and I'll be into my 7th week by the time I get heartbeat confirmation.
So, which is significant for me. I had the clinic change the days that my ultrasounds were on because they all seem to fall on days that I work. And my contract states that, any time off I have to take for this process, I don't get lost wages until after heartbeat is confirmed. So I can't claim lost wages for anything until then. So I asked them to accommodate me because it's hard for me to get coverage. I don't have FMLA to save my behind so I can call out for just an hour. And I have to find somebody to cover me. Otherwise it counts as a late, which is like a half of an absence every time I'm late. And I'm only allowed 4 full absences before I get written up, and then a total of 4 more before I'm suspended. So, well, terminated, really, 3 before I'm suspended, and the 4th one requires termination. So, I have to play that game where I have to keep myself safe, and they were very accommodating. They switched it all around and made sure the dates worked for my schedule, my work schedule. So, I told my primary OB this week, I saw him this week, and I told my primary OB what was going on. Well, I kind of told him what was going on. I gave him the gist of it. He came in and I said, Dr. Gurley, I have a secret. You want to hear a secret? And he was like, yeah, what's up, Ginger? And I said, I'm going to owe you another bottle of booze. And he went, what? Oh my God, really? Last time when I went to go get clearance, one of his doctor friends that we work with, so that his preferred drink of choice is, I think, bourbon. I know nothing about bourbon, you guys. But my aunt went back east, so I had her look for a decent bottle of bourbon for me. So she got a good bottle of bourbon from back east from a little distillery there. And then I bought something real fancy that cost a lot of money off the shelf. And when I went in for my clearance appointment to say I could carry again, I brought it to him and I said, okay, here you go. I pulled one out. I'm all, this is an apology for last time. And then I pulled the second bottle out and I said, this is an apology for next time. So he knew what I meant. He's excited though. He's super, well, I don't know that he's excited, but he's happy it worked. So I won't be going to him until August, it looks like beginning of August, mid of August. So that's when I'll probably be released to my primary. So I will let you guys know what the ultrasound shows in just a little bit. I'm on my way now. Bye.
Okay, so I have been at the hospital for approximately an hour and 45 minutes waiting for this ultrasound. So when I first got here, they told me that, oh, you have to make an appointment. I said, no, these are stat. They've always been stat. She says, well, the order doesn't say stat. I said, listen, they've always been stat. That says stat on it. I've tried to make an appointment for them before, and they tell me, no, you have to just show up. So I just show up. Then it takes forever for them to verify that I don't need pre-authorization for an ultrasound. I said, it's an OB ultrasound, not I don't understand. I'm like, I don't understand. Why do I need to do this? So they finally get me through admitting after an hour and 15 minutes, and now I'm sitting here waiting. They're going to schedule the other 2 ultrasounds. Even though they're stat, they're going to schedule them for that day, so I'll have an appointment, so I'll have to sit here and wait. So now I have missed my daughter's 10 o'clock appointment. I am missing my 11 o'clock appointment. The gal has kindly pushed it back to 12, and I'm not sure I'm going to make the 12 o'clock appointment. So I will have spent 3 hours here waiting for this ultrasound if I don't make it to that 12 o'clock appointment. I am irritated beyond relief. I can't even explain how irritated I am at this point.
Okay, well that took forever. I'm finally done. Because it's the hospital and I didn't know the lady this time, they didn't give me any pictures and they wouldn't let me take any pictures, which is super disappointing. But I did sweet talk her. Well, I didn't sweet talk her. The lady that I know that works there, she came in and she was like, this is Ginger. She's an OB nurse. She knows what she's talking about here. And then the girl was like, yeah, you can see. And she pulled up all the images and talked to me about them a little bit. She says she sees everything that should be there. Fetal pole is there, gestational sac. She says it's too early for a heartbeat, which we know because it's only 5 weeks. But she says to her eye, everything looks okay. So here's hoping the office agrees. As long as there's a fetal pole, that was what I was worried about. Because when I had that blighted ovum years ago, there was no fetal pole, and that was the big issue. So here we go. It's good, I think. I mean, we're already going, so we can't go anywhere else. But to me, to my partially untrained, mostly untrained eyeball, it looks okay. So I messaged my parents. I also spoke to their friend here in the States. They were very nervous about the bleeding, and I let them know everything is fine now. There's no more of it. It went away. So hopefully they'll feel a little bit better about seeing that it looks like it should, which is good. So next update will probably be heartbeat ultrasound, and then we'll go from there. Bye guys.